Official traitor Republican about to deliver impeachment against Trump. Here's sick reason why. Despite the unusual support given to a president by his own party, a few of the Republicans serving on Capitol Hill today are less than supportive of President Trump. Maybe it stems from his lack of willingness to play ball with their usual antics, or perhaps they would have had a problem with anyone that wasn't an establishment puppet, but the results are the same. The president is fighting against two parties in Washington. One might expect a little pushback on the unconventional issues that the president wants to address, like making Mexico pay for their own wall. Americans love the idea, but many politicians see it as unreasonable. That's tough luck for them, considering it's what the president and the American people want. However, what we didn't expect when we elected our lawmakers is that they would try to stab us in the back and remove the man we sent to the White House. However, according to The Hill, that's exactly what some of our elected officials are doing. At least two Republicans are working to impeach the president that we fairly elected. Representative Steve Cohen, in an interview on Sunday, said at least one Republican is considering supporting articles of impeachment against President Trump. I have one Republican that has said he is looking at it, he's considering it, Cohen said on MSNBC Live. I have other Republicans, just like Senator Bob Corker suggested, who have told me on a constant basis that they know this man is not balanced. He is not capable of continuing to lead us. The only one unbalanced is Corker and Al Green. According to Cohen, more than just a few of the establishment lackeys in Washington aren't a fan of our current president. These two are just spearheading the push for what they really want. Cohen said those Republicans will privately tell you by their words and by their expressions that they would like to see an end to Trump's presidency. These people are sick, but the Republican base is still supportive of Trump. That's who's strong in their primaries, and politically they can't come out and say it, Cohen told host Alex Witt. So, to recap, our representatives don't like the POTUS and they can't speak out against him for fear of not getting reelected, but they're going to support a push to remove him from office, even though they know it's not what their constituents want. If that's not a direct violation of what they've been sent to Washington to do, I don't know what is. Cohen announced in August he would introduce articles of impeachment against Trump based on his comments following the deadly violence at a white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Another Democrat, Representative Al Green of Texas, unveiled articles of impeachment against Trump on the House floor last week. One of Green's articles of impeachment states that Trump is fueling an alt-right hate machine that's causing immediate injury to American society. Another states that Trump engaged in perfidy by falsely claiming that he lost the popular vote to Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton because millions of people voted illegally in the 2016 presidential election, which that's a fact. However, Green didn't force a vote on the articles of impeachment, saying he wanted his colleagues and the public to be able to view them first. So, to translate that from political speak into layman's terms, the Democrats have been trying to pull this impeachment crap as a publicity stunt for months, but it's just been them acting like Democrats and objecting to a Republican president who's getting things done. It's time that lawmakers across both sides of both houses of Congress and both political parties consider the fact that perhaps he's not fueling alt anything. Maybe he was elected because he mirrors the actual values that middle-class Americans, also so-called the silent majority, feel are important. To that end, Jerry Falwell, the president of Liberty University, has a name for the traitors and a plan to fix the problem. In an interview on Fox and Friends Weekend, Falwell explained why he coined the phrase, quote, fake Republican. I think there are several Republicans in the Senate who pretend to be conservative Republicans and they really don't share the same values, he said. And I think they will get out of the way and honor the values that they ran on, keep the promises that they made to their constituents when they ran. I think Donald Trump has the potential to be the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln. He added voters needed to find candidates who are not professional politicians. I think it's time for the political class to go, he declared. I think they need to find people who have been successful in other fields like Donald Trump was and elect them in next year's primary. These guys out of there and elect these guys out of there. That's right. I think that's the only way it's going to be solved. Yes, that solution would mean a huge upset in Washington, but it might be the only solution that will get the job done. We see what what can happen when just the president is replaced with a real person, with a real understanding of budgets and business. Who knows what this country could do if the entire Republican population of government were real people who understood real problems? That would be a huge step forward, making America great again. Let's take a quick listen, because this is disturbing to say the least.
So earlier today, President Trump made history. He became the first sitting president to address the Value Voters Summit in Washington, D.C. Here are some of the highlights of what he said to the group of Christian conservatives.
Everyone here today is brought together by the same shared and timeless values. We cherish the sacred dignity of every human life. We protect religious liberty. We respect our great American flag. The American founders invoked our Creator 4 times in the Declaration of Independence. How times have changed, but you know what? Now they're changing back again. Just remember that. We are stopping cold the attacks on Judeo-Christian values. Guess what? We're saying Merry Christmas again. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
Joining us now with reaction, Fox News contributor and the pastor of the First Baptist Church in Dallas, Dr. Robert Jeffress is with us. Also tonight is the president of Liberty University, Jerry Falwell Jr. Good to see you both. By the way, Dr. Falwell, I've had the honor of speaking at Liberty, and I'm going to be speaking at Dr. Jeffress' church, which is a very dangerous thing for him to do. You may want to warn him about that.
We're looking forward to it.
We always let Sean speak at the university, but my father never let him speak at the church, Robert.
Well, this is a good point. We're excited about it.
All right, we appreciate it. You know, it's very interesting because I know both of you took a lot of heat for supporting this president, because he doesn't come from a typical evangelical background. It was controversial in some ways, but yet it seems more and more that the issues of faith matter to this president. Dr. Jeffress.
They absolutely do. And look, Sean, the reason evangelical Christians voted for this president by the largest margin in history was because of his commitment to appoint conservative justices and judges to the courts who will protect the values we care about: religious liberty, the sanctity of life, and so on. And the president is doing his job. He has nominated dozens of judges to the federal court. But your viewers need to know those nominations are being blocked by the Republican-controlled Senate-controlled Senate, namely Mitch McConnell and his adherence to these arcane rules. And I'm calling tonight on every Christian, every conservative, to pick up the phone and call Mitch McConnell, Bob Corker, and the rest of this do-nothing, worth-nothing Republican establishment and tell them we're as mad as HELL and we're not going to put up with this anymore. Quit obstructing this president's agenda, which means they're obstructing our agenda.
It's so true. I mean, Dr. Falwell, he's doing everything he can. Even this week, what he pulled off on health care is a miracle, because now you can form an association, a group. You can buy plans across state lines, which corporations have been able to do that have different offices in different cities. So now individuals can do that. They can form their own associations and do it, like all the restaurant workers, all the radio workers, all the teachers, all the sanitation workers, which is great. That means competition, buying across state lines. But he had to do it on his own because Congress couldn't get it done. And I'm not so sure that they're going to do this tax plan in the Senate. I have no faith in McConnell or McCain or Susan Collins or Lisa Murkowski. None whatsoever.
Well, I don't either. And I spoke to the president last week, and I told him he needs to coin a new term, fake Republicans, because that's what those people you just named are. They're not really Republicans. We don't really have a majority in the Senate. And I think that would be a good term for him to start using. But the fact that he spoke at the Values Voter Summit today, first president, city president ever, and the fact that he was the first, he did his first graduation speech at Liberty University. The tradition has been for the president, the new president, to do their first graduation speech at Notre Dame for generations, but he came to Liberty. I think it's a sign that he understands that the left, we're under full assault from the left of all traditional American values, from the support to the state of Israel to even the NFL. Yeah.
Good to see you both. Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.